Good morning, it's the 12th of April. I hope this video finds you well. You can have this video for the Easter break. Yesterday I tried to do this twice and I have a terrible habit of pressing pause when somebody interrupts me, and then I forget to unpause and I don't record half the video, and it's very frustrating. So this will now be my third attempt. So I decided to do it in two halves, because then if I don't lose, if I mess it up, I don't lose the entire video. I can have two smaller ones and then I can redo a little part rather than redoing a big video. Thank you for your well wishes, by the way, and your tips. And I can see that a lot of people have had this very nasty virus. When I was looking at it the other day, I had Judgment Day card, so which means it's been a huge thing. It really has affected a lot of people. Anyway, off the back of that, so yeah, thank you for your tips. Off the back of that, there was a video of Tucker Carlson saying apparently they wanted to drop another COVID on us. Worse one, because retaliation, because Trump's now in. Well, this one to me was the icing on the cake, really. Worse than COVID. But let me see if that's going to happen. Now I wonder if that won't happen. Let me see. I wonder, because it's been made public, that it won't happen this time. I just get the feeling, I wonder if those plans will be stopped because of that, because of it's being made public. But yes, because this is a decision, and I do think it's some kind of revelation or some kind of shock. But then I have a Wheel of Fortune, which is normally a turnaround. So I'm wondering, I'm wondering if the military sort of would be on this and would know this. So let's hope not anyway. I'm not going to get too much into that. If it does, it does. There's not a lot you can do about it anyway. But I think with the Wheel of Fortune, that may not be the case. Pull one of these just to cement it. Meditate, reconnect with your inner spirit, walk, practice yoga, meditate, listen to music, meditate. Maybe what you hope for doesn't happen. I'll pull one more. I actually asked the actual question this time. Try something new. So, try something new. That's puzzled me more. Endurance. Hold on, you can do this. I'm going with no. Well, anything's possible, but I hope that some of these things are now stopped, but not just that one, the one I've just had, before it's too late. The answers and truths are always within. So I'm going with that. I think that there's going to come a point where these things are going to be stopped. The havoc. And I did ask that in the last video. I did say, will these, in fact, I'll pull a card here. Will these be stopped? Yeah, will these interference and let things do their natural, viruses let them do their natural course? Okay, so these viruses, I wonder if there'll be information about it. Yeah, that feels like held back. Yeah, I think the future's going to be different. I don't know when, though. I will say that. Okay, yes, I have a yes. And I think the future will be different. The landscape will look different, so it will be different. And maybe we'll just have our natural, normal viruses that we used to have. Yeah, they have made it difficult, but I do think this is being fought back against. And it feels like, look, these plans, collaborations, and probably what was going to be unleashed on us with the moon, perhaps this is being fought back against, and stress and the upset it's all caused. And then I have a pause for reflection. Okay, and this is sort of going back to the past. So, yeah, and this is a Wheel of Fortune. So a change. I think at some point there will be a change to all this interference in nature. Okay, well, I've got a few, so I'll just pick these. Okay, so I have strength. More effort will get you what you want. So, yes, I would say so. Peace. Be calm, and calm will come. There you go. Temperance, find balance and be centered. I think temperance is normally about when it's the right time. So I think when it's the right time, we'll go back to, doing our natural rhythm and having our natural normal viruses and colds. Off the back of that, my friend sent me a clip of President Trump and Robert Kennedy F. Jr. saying, "We are going to get to the bottom of autism by September." Now, obviously, all the scientists are going to be on this. This is going to open a big can of worms, because then they're going to say, oh my goodness, it was that. And then what about our food? And what about that? And you didn't look after us? What about this? And what about the swords in the arms? That's what I think is going to happen. And that's only by September. When I looked into it, in the papers, they were saying chlorine. It wouldn't surprise me if it was a bit of everything. Chlorine or swords, or, somebody said, well, maybe they're just diagnosing more. I think President Trump's smarter than that. I think he knows that's not the case. It's very low now. It's something like 1 in 36. It's incredible. However, my friend said if they find out about autism, maybe there's a cure. So I'm going to look into, will they get to the bottom of autism? Now, what's this card that flew out? Yes, they're going to start looking at it for sure. And they're going to be very thorough and methodical. Okay, so this means to me that there was a change at some point where things probably got a bit bleak. There was a change. This is like a transformation, a change, a transitional card. There was a change at some point. It's a major card where things changed. So, the numbers of autism would have started going up. Now, I do believe some of it probably is genetic, but I think not like it is today. And there's been so many parents that have, have told their story where their child could speak and then suddenly couldn't. Anyway. So this is children. So they're going to look at especially more surprising probably amounts in children, because obviously it starts in children. It's diagnosed as a child. So it's interesting that I have feelings, but water, is this something that's sprayed in the air? It could be coincidence, so don't take it literally. I'm just looking at the cards. And they want to know, this is like maybe a new beginning. They want to know why. What is coming in that's affecting people? And maybe they've got a few possibilities, but they want to know which one. Okay. It could also be that they know it's affected people. Okay. And how hard it is. And they want it to change, so they want to get to the bottom of it. So this is like looking backwards. So they're going backwards. Where is the connection? This is hardship. This person is obviously hurt. How would I explain it? I could simply say he's poorly. So at some point they want to know, when did people start to suffer with ill health? What happened? It's too high, and they're going to look back. So they want to know why. it's like they want to get to the bottom of it. That's their desire to figure this out. Okay, so this is children again, but also going back to the past. Okay, they want to find what the connection is to the past in young children. Is it something, could be something in the water, could be something in the atmosphere, could be something you don't know. And this is also cups. It's a lot of cups. Cups hold water, liquid. I'm not saying that. I'm going to leave it to the scientists, but you know, I think we're going to find out. I've got my own suspicions. So yeah, they want to know why it's so hard, and they're going to get to the bottom of it. So when they get to the bottom of it and it's announced, will it open the floodgates to other things? Yes, 100%. Look, I've got a yes straight away. It's people's interest is going to be piqued. Okay, and it's going to rev people up a bit, and it's going to get more intense. People want to want answers. It's sort of the beginning. I think it's the beginning of more to come. So therefore, when they find out what the reason behind it is, will they have a cure or help? Got 2 cards here. So this is doing their best to help, to get to the bottom of it, research and knowledge. Okay, so using their knowledge, the best of their ability. They maybe have some knowledge about healing. This is healing, this is renewal. And it's a major card, it's a lovely card. It is a healing card. It's a new path, leads to a beautiful sun. So they must have knowledge. You can literally do it like this. Knowledge of healing and renewal. So I'm not going to spoil it. Let's see what happens. But that sounds wonderful. I'm just going to pull one of these. Will they have healing, cures? And that will only be the beginning. Then they'll start telling you about cures for other illnesses and diseases, you see. You can see where it's going. Oh, that's quite a lot. Oh, it's 3. Okay, I'll read them anyway. Good partnerships are made of equal amounts of positivity. Listen to the divine whispers stirring in your heart. So you know this is going to create whispers. This is going to create people's intuition's going to be piqued. Tulip. You are worth what it is you desire. Or maybe we'll get, there'll be some help. That's what it looks very much like. Pull one of these. I literally said, will they find a cure for autism? There you go. Read it yourself. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Well, I don't need to put any more. I've got that. Okay, so I'm having to pause it a bit. I'm reminding myself I pressed pause. Now, this is, as I said, a bit of a mix and match. So the next one I want to talk about, it's very minor, but it has got me thinking. My cousin went, in the UK we have a store called Tesco supermarket. And obviously there was a big war on cash. No one wanted you to use cash. Yet we had some banking hubs over here and they were supporting cash through the top banks, which led me to think, oh, finally, we're keeping cash. It's interesting that no one's really declared it. They're still letting you believe, cashless society. I find that interesting. It's been done on the quiet. So in this supermarket, my cousin told me in Wales, Prestatyn, that normally there was only 1 till for cash. And she said, do I have to wait for this 1 till? And the lady said, no, don't worry, they all take cash now. Everyone was complaining. Fantastic news. Somebody else in the comments, thank you, told me that he went to Prescott, which is in the UK. And in the cafe, they used to not, I think, take cash. And now they've got a little machine where they take cash. Both instances are in Tesco's. Now, I find it hard to believe that Tesco's have made this decision because their customers were upset and have backtracked on cash, because I believe there was an agenda behind cash. Nothing to do with Tesco. I believe it was to do with our government's, not wanting us to have cash anymore. So, I'd like to ask the question, this decision by Tesco to bring back and allow cash, was the decision made more by the government? Have they been told we're not going into a cashless society anymore? Because I just don't believe it was the supermarket's decision. I think this was... I remember there was an advert done by Tesco's one Christmas and they were literally telling you what was coming for us. So, I believe very much so. This was the plan. But it's interesting, as I said, that no one's declared it. You still are believing that we are going into Agenda 2030. It's interesting, isn't it? Maybe we're just meant to think we're going into Agenda 2030. Okay. This is about the truth coming out, and also it's different. So perhaps something different happened. Well, this is using cash for sure. This is using a lot of cash. So it looks like, yes, we are keeping cash. But I want to know about the decision. Okay, stay safe for the world. So you might find the same things happening where you live. Okay. Wow. Major Arcana in the outcome. I don't know who is behind this decision. Sometimes you don't get necessarily what you're exactly looking for. But I honestly feel that this decision was reversed. You can see this action and it's going backwards. It was very close to it. We were very close to losing cash. Like literally, that's a 9 instead of a 10. We were very close to it. And then it sort of changed. The focus sort of went off it. It went in a more positive direction. But this is a reverse of a decision. And this is trust. This is destiny. So maybe our destiny is cash because of gold and silver and the RV. What was it? RV. Why do I always get the star card? Destiny. I think it's because it's destiny. Anyway, I can't remember, but I always seem to get that card for the RV and everything. And I can't remember. Maybe because it's a star, maybe because of Q. Can't quite remember. But it feels like our destiny is to keep cash. As I said, I don't have a governmental card or anything, but I do have a reverse of this decision. Now this, yet again, could be to do with abundance and money and gold. Okay? And that we're meant to keep cash because of that reason. And that they've maybe reconfigured the whole decision. And now it's very interesting because now I do have a kind of controlling card. Okay, could be those in power. And this is a restart. So I wonder, what's also interesting, this is a military card. So, was there a push? Was there a push? There was a surprise and a suggestion and an offer. Maybe, I don't know, but it's looking to me like this was a bigger decision than just the supermarket. Okay, let's see what I get here. Stand still for now and listen to your life. Whoa. I think we have got the answers. I think we know. Trust your intuition. I think we know. Words of love. Speak with your heart. Okay. Soulmates. Life lessons. Friends. Family members. I think there was some kind of, how do I say it? nudge. That's how I feel. Okay, I just basically asked that exact question. Was there a nudge that basically to stop Agenda 2030 and the war on cash? And yeah, I think the plans crumbled. And I think they deliberately crumbled. They were meant to crumble. This collapsed. I think this plan has collapsed. I still think there's pockets of infiltration, still things going on that shouldn't be going on. But I think as a whole, that collapsed with that tower. Oh, for sure. That's a collaboration. Plans. And on the bottom, of course, I have that soldier. Fought for it. I believe that collaboration was fought against. Gosh, this is going to be a long video. Right, must move on. So, this is very minor. I don't think this is going to stop. So, somebody in the comments mentioned that where they live in Talbot Beach in the UK, that now the councils are putting lines and parking meters and everything, and it's going to really affect the businesses next to the beach. Well, the council have got a thing about motorists. They really don't like motorists, nor does the government. And they're making it impossible for you to go anywhere, park, ticket, fine. That's how they make their money. However, this is not good news for this because it could affect the businesses. It's very sad. Now, I think this will probably still happen. But my gut feeling tells me maybe in the next 2 years, I think this is going to stop. I think whether the councils, because I've always got that they're going to end, whether they end and they just lose control or whether it's stepped back from. And maybe some of the meters will be taken down and stuff like that, lines painted over. I just don't think we will always have billions of lines on our roads. So I don't think that's going to stop at the moment. But I want to ask about the future of Talbot Beach with the lines on the road and the future of the whole. I mean, if I ask for the UK, it'll happen in your country as well. I can't ask for every country. So what's the future of these traffic wardens, the lines, the fines, the war on motorists? In the next few years, will that be stepped back from? I'm going for this one. I think this is justice, but I want this one. Justice, okay. This is families as well, which is interesting. So my question was in the next few years. Well, this can be very sneaky way. Okay. And also it affects people having fun. It affects people celebrating. It affects families. Now, I said in the next few years. So this is hardship and loss. Hope it's not to the businesses. My feeling is, even though it's a loss card, my feeling is the environment will change. Our environment will change. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. I think this is, even though we can't see it at the moment, we feel stuck. I think this will change in the future. Yeah, I have a celebration. I don't know when. Maybe this is the councils lose out, not the people. Wow, this is amazing. So it's got a lot better now, as you can see. So this is kindness, generosity, kindness, acts of kindness, going back to the past, okay? This could be sovereign, so we could literally be free of that system, okay? Maybe information where we're free, and independent of this war on motorists, and keeping money for ourselves. We don't have to pay all these parking fines, and it affects businesses. Maybe it's a case of we just learn to do the right thing, don't block the road and things like that. I think it feels more positive for the future. These are all facing the wrong way, but anyway, I'll give it a go. In the next couple of years, will the parking situation, the traffic wardens, the ticketing, I don't know if it was that card because I had my eyes shut. Peace, be calm and calm will come. Will that stop? Awareness, wake up, roll the clouds away and look. That sounds nice. Yippee! Yippee! Protection. You're being looked after. Home. Change something in your home environment. Now, I really believe that our home environment will be the councils. I think the councils will go, or they will completely change their format, and then I think then all of that gets looked at. Yes, this is, they're gonna reconsider the councils, look at different things to do with the councils, and they're going to be used for better purposes. Okay, so this is kindness and compassion. Different. It will be run differently. It will be more authentic. It will be like a work in progress. This is a rebirth, a new beginning. Kindness, compassion from hardship. I don't know. I assume we'll still have them. But I do believe perhaps that the whole thing will be changed inside to out. Give it time. Okay? Information is going to come out about the whole structure. This is a structure. Okay? It's going to evolve. I think there's going to be some kind of announcement and then a pause for reflection. And I think at that point then everything changes. This is just the way I feel it's going to go. It's just my gut instinct telling me. And this is knowledge and the truth coming out. Where perhaps it's been hidden. I think we're just going to find out. And this is why I so believe one day we will have an EBS. Because it's too much going on that needs to be changed. So for now, excuse me, I don't think it's particularly great news for Talbot Beach. But I think in the future, hopefully one day it will be.